Hello. What I would like to talk about is I don't know if anybody in California has heard of a measure called AB 807. Unfortunately, this November on the California election ballot, there will be a measure called AB 807, and it is to keep daylight saving year round. But doing so makes no sense since the day sunlight will not last longer in the winter months by adopting daylight saving time. And not only that, but we end up forfeiting an extra hour of sleep, which I don't know about anybody else, but 1 hour extra of sleep makes a world of difference to me. And anyway, daylight saving is fake time because whenever it is, say, 9 p.m. during daylight saving time, in reality it is 8 p.m. because daylight saving is an hour ahead of true time called standard time. And I hate making myself go to bed at 12 a.m. during daylight saving time because my body knows it's really 11 p.m., not 12 a.m. It's horrible. No wonder we feel like time is going by way too fast. Everyone complains about how fast time goes by, and well, that's why. If California keeps standard time, it will keep us all sane, and it's even in the name, standard. In other words, normal. It is the God intended time of the West Coast, if you will. And this whole springing forward an hour and not being in the real time, because we're an hour ahead of the actual time. I mean, I really hate it, and my body really hates it. It throws me off big time, my circadian rhythm. And I hear people complain about how when they get out of their job at 6 p.m., they still want to see some daylight so they can walk or whatever. Well, guess what? If we were in standard time, you would still get your sunlight when you get out of work at 6 p.m. in the summer. People don't understand that going forward an hour does not affect the duration of sunlight because time does not exist. It is an invented construct. Physics will tell you that. The long duration of day that happens in the spring, particularly in the summer, and especially on summer solstice day, which is the first day of summer, happens because that's when the Earth's axis tilts towards the sun the most, therefore having brighter sunlight. The day is longer because that's the longest day of the year, the summer solstice. And yes, the rest of the summer has long days, but not as long as on the summer solstice day. That is the longest. And this process of the days gradually becoming longer begins in about mid-March. So that's when the days begin to get just a little longer, little by little in small increments from mid-March until summer solstice day. And then little by little the days begin to shorten after summer solstice in June in very small increments until we reach October, and the days then become noticeably less long, and so on. So in other words, longer days in the summer will always continue to happen whether or not daylight saving is in existence, because this is a natural event that takes place in the spring summer, particularly in the summer with or without a time change, because it is a natural process in nature and not of time, which we have established. Time is an invented construct. Understood? So now that a small lecture on the way nature works and how the earth rotates and tilts on its axis has been given, I truly hope that people understand that keeping daylight saving time is pointless and stupid because it has no effect on the duration of sunlight. In fact, by the time it's October and then on through winter, it will be dark by the time you leave work at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., even if you have daylight saving time. You can check it out for yourselves. At any rate, just the thought of being an hour ahead forever and never having the sanity of standard time again makes me lose it. And that's why instead I propose for permanent standard time in California. I want Pacific Standard Time all year round, which is normal time. And I say normal because of standard being interchangeable with normal. They both mean the same thing, and not because I am contradicting myself on there being no such thing as time hours, because I still stand by that and always will. There is no such thing as time. It is an invented ideology. And if people still want to argue that by the time they leave work at 6 p.m. it's dark, which is true and will be true in the fall winter seasons even with daylight saving adopted, then blame nature, not time. And if we adopt standard time all year round in California, there would still be sunlight at 6 p.m. in the summertime, because that's how it naturally would be anyway in the summer. beginning in the spring and throughout the summer. So people wouldn't lose their precious sunlight at 6 p.m. in the summer when getting out of work if we had standard time, right? Okay? And we would still get that precious extra hour of sleep. So it would be a win-win for all of us in California. Just ask Arizona about it. They have standard time year-round and are happy. So please, the same thing is to go standard time year-round in California. Everyone will get what they want and be happy. I can't acquiesce. I can't give in to daylight saving time year-round. It's pointless. It's not. Standard time makes more sense because that's quote unquote the true time. So I think standard time forever would be best. So California, please petition to our Senate for standard time year round. Spread the word and vote against Kansan Chu of District 25. Vote against his AB 807 measure on November 6, 2018. AB 807 is for year-round daylight saving time, and trust me, we don't want that. So California, we need to petition for standard time only in California. I mean, the seasons already dictate how long the sunlight will last, not time. It already happens in the seasonal cycles, and it has nothing to do with time. And people need to understand what a farce daylight saving is. It really is. It just makes no sense. I mean, the days are naturally longer in the summer and in no other time of the year. People need to understand that. It makes no scientific sense, basically, to keep daylight saving at all. It makes absolutely no sense. So I think we need to let Assembly Member Kansan Chu of District 25 in California know that daylight saving year-round is nonsense. We need to bombard his inbox, call him, get in contact with him, let him know that daylight saving is illogical. It makes no sense to keep it year-round. It would make more sense to keep standard time, since, like I said, that is the quote-unquote true time. It just makes more sense to keep standard time because, like I said, daylight saving, that has nothing to do with making the sunlight the day longer. So at any rate, I have 2 petitions that if you would like to sign, I would be grateful if you did. If you agree with me, sign both of them and promote them. They are on a website called change.org, and one of them is called California Reject AB 807, and the other one is called Keep It Standard California. So I will leave the links to both of those petitions down below, and you can go to them if you wish. And if you sign and promote my petitions, that would help tremendously in this cause. And thank you for your help and support.